life is a mix of happy moments and difficult situations. And difficulties will occur at different stages of our lives, and at each stage we'll all crave for peace. Uncertainty is all around us, never more so than today, from the global pandemic to health issues, the economy, our finances, even to our relationship. We all seek for peace. But how do we achieve this? I have a guest in the studio with me today that will tell us how to achieve this peace that we all earnestly seek for. My guest today actually is a pastor, but he's not just a pastor, he's a business consultant, a boardroom strategist, and he sits on the board of companies and some charitable organizations here in the UK. He also sits on the board of one of the leading pharmaceutical companies in Nigeria and West Africa. All right, my guest is none other than Pastor Olumide Adeyileka, the pastor of the Elevation Point. You're welcome to the studio, sir.
Thank you, Adetola. It's my pleasure to be here.
And it's nice to have you here.
Thank you very much.
All right. Before we really dig deep into this, would you like to just explain to the viewers what uncertainty means, what difficulties means in our lives as individuals and in the world generally?
Yeah, the word uncertainty means that you are not certain about situations that are around you, that you are seeing. You're not certain of your future. You're not even certain of waking up the next morning peacefully. When we talk about uncertainties, is when there is confusion in one's life or around the nation, when you do not know what is really happening, when there is no direction, there is no leading, no leadership, then we begin to see uncertainties. And a lot of people move from uncertainties to difficulty. When you encounter difficulty, that means you have encountered a barrier, a brick of walls that you cannot make progress again. When difficulty comes, it's like you're facing impossibilities. All around you is just impossibilities. So that's when you think there is difficulty. But I tell people, no matter the situation, there's always a way out.
All right, so I was just about to get there. That, okay, in the face of all of these uncertainty, difficulties, do we just accept these difficult times and just run with it and just say, well, it has come, it has come? Or do we have things that we need to do to overcome all of these difficulties?
Yeah, you see, what makes a difference in us is the way we react to situations. It is not what happened to us that matters. It is the way we react to it. Are we reactive or are we proactive? You see, when a situation comes, some people take it as a fate, F-A-T-E. But some people see it, apply their fate, F-A-I-T-H. People who take it as their fate, they never succeed, they never overcome. You see, you must realize that as a human being, there are challenges in the world. You go through challenges. In the journey of life, there must be challenges. In actual fact, if you are not seeing challenges in your journey of life, that means you are not going nowhere. You're not making progress. So if you want to make progress, there will be some times that the roads will be rough. If we pray for you that may your road be rough, it's not a curse. Is to prepare you for the challenges ahead of you. So you must know that when situations occur, it's not the end of the world for you. When you are faced with uncertainties, when you are faced with challenges, it's not the end of the world for you. There's always a way out. There are some challenges that will promote you. There are some challenges that will take you to a higher ground, a higher level beyond your imagination. And that is why you need to apply F-A-I-T-H, faith, instead of taking it as F-A-T-E, faith. It's not your faith.
All right, so basically what you're saying is that when we're faced with challenges, when we're faced with difficulties, we shouldn't take it as our fate. We should just apply our faith, our
exactly.
faith that everything will be fine. And you made mention of two things there. You said some people react to difficulties, while some people are proactive. But how do we get proactive? Is it that I envisage that there's going to be a problem, and I don't know. How do we get proactive?
Yeah, that's one of the strength of a leader. Every good leader or successful person, if you want to be successful, being proactive is one of the habits of a successful person. If you are not proactive to situations, you can never overcome challenges of life. You can never overcome the battles of life because you come. So the word proactive is proactive. When problem comes, the next thing you'll be thinking of is what is the way out. There's always a way out. There's always something that you can do that will keep you moving on, despite the challenges before you. That is being proactive. You must be sensitive to your environment. You must be sensitive to situations. You must know that these challenges will come. You must be, that's what makes you proactive. Instead of you being looking for people who will sympathize with you, you have to take your challenges, and face it squarely. There's always what you call plan B.
Plan B.
Yeah.
But in the face of a global pandemic 2 years ago, I'm sorry to say, sir, everybody was just scared.
Yeah.
I'm sure nobody was prepared for it.
Sure.
So how could we have been proactive in that instance?
Yeah. Let me give you two examples that I was personally involved with. The church that I pastor. As soon as the pandemic came and there was, the government said everywhere should be shut down, churches should be shut down. And a lot of churches closed down till today, they can open. I even understand from statistics that it affected over 2,000 churches in the UK. But at that time, I put on my cap, my thinking cap. I became proactive. Said church should close down. There shouldn't be physical services. But they didn't say there shouldn't be online services. So immediately, we start our live broadcast. Already we have YouTube channels. We have a Facebook live channel. And I called the meeting of my technical team, and we started talking to the camera. We started ministering to people at home. We brought in our Bible study back to Zoom meeting. The children's service, we bring it back to the Zoom meeting. I remember having a meeting with the children department, and they told me it can't work. I just left them because I don't like negative vibes. I know that it can work. And what I did was I went and hired somebody that we're still using it today to take over the children's service via Zoom, and it became successful. I was proactive in every area. And I'm proud to say that throughout the pandemic period, when churches were shut down, we never shut down. Also, I sit on the board of one of the leading pharmaceutical companies in Nigeria and West Africa. It was only the pandemic that we broke our records. We made the biggest profit. It was only the pandemic that we entered into the billions naira profit. We became a multi-million dollar business because we look at what is necessary to survive in this pandemic time. So we look at the testing, COVID-19 testing kits and everything, and we went straight for it. And before anybody could wake up, we became the leader in the market, selling all these COVID-19 testing kits and the rest, and it became one of our major products. So instead of, a lot of people were reactive. A lot of companies closed down because they were reactive. They didn't know that they could make anything. A lot of people thought it's the end of the world. I remember that during that time, one of my boys told me that their company will be closing down, and that they're asking everybody to go home. They shut their offices. I said, go and talk to your management. And no, it's not the end. You can work from home. You can execute some of your jobs from home. And I said, with the type of business your company is doing, this is the best time for them to make money. And he went back, spoke to the MD of the company, and they listened to him. I mean, today, they are surviving. So a lot of times when you are faced with challenges, don't take it as your fate.
Take it
as your apply your faith
yeah,
and make progress. There's always a way out.
All right. I was just about to ask you to give us examples of how you've overcome uncertainties in your life, and you've given us two very powerful examples. But in one of the examples, we're talking about your leaders who told you that some things were not possible during the pandemic.
Yeah.
So now, the question is, like you said, you do not like negative vibes.
I don't like.
How do we keep our thoughts balanced in the face of uncertainty?
Yeah. The most important thing is your faith in God. In the time of uncertainties, you need to look unto God. If you look unto God, He will give you hope. He will give you hope. Because you can't get hope from any man except from God. So in times of uncertainties, one of the key things you must do is look unto God. Whether you are a Christian or you are a non-Christian, we all know there is a God. Look unto that God. And when you look unto God, put your trust in God. Believe that if there is a God that rules over the affairs of men, He will make a way for you. Let's look at Isaiah chapter 26, verse 3. He said, you will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you because it trusts in you. Whoever stays on God, the book of Isaiah 26, verse 3, it says, He will keep him in perfect peace. You see, it is when your heart is at peace, that is when you'll be able to think straight. So the first thing to do is to look unto God.
Thank you very much for that, sir. Looking up unto God. That's how we can keep our thoughts balanced. You'll agree with me that during the pandemic, it was very bad.
Yeah.
But you know that some good things actually came out of the pandemic?
Oh, yes.
All right, so my question now is, just like, most of the time, something good comes out of even worst situations.
Sure.
So how do we focus on the gains of tough situations?
That's where your faith comes in again.
It's beginning to look like we can't do this without our faith.
Your faith. You must have a very strong faith. You must have a very strong way. No one can please God except you have faith in Him. Because you must believe one thing, that the Bible says that all things work together for good to them that trust the Lord. So no matter the situation, there is a good thing that is in it. So in every bad situation, look for the good opportunity that is there. There is always an opportunity in every bad situation, no matter what. I have never seen anything that is bad that does not have a good side. If only you can look, if only you can think. And that is why I like hanging around people who are optimistic. I don't like pessimists. People who sees good in every bad. Even, it's not just about uncertain times. There are some people that God will send your way. People will condemn them as bad people, but you can get, there is always a good out of every bad. So always look out for the positive rather than the negative. When you see the positivity, then you will run with it. Sometimes it's just a tiny bit. When somebody is bad, he might have one good thing. Look at that one good thing and run with it. If a situation is bad, if things are down, look at the good thing that you can take out of it. Sometimes in terms of bad situation, that is the time you should go and praise God. Go and sing hymns and spiritual songs to God. Go and thank God, because there is something good that will come out of it. So you must learn that in whatever situation. Let me also give you an example. Some years back, when I was still working in the power sector in Nigeria, I was, by then I was the head of, they call it the traffic section. We were the one that shipped materials out across Nigeria. I was the head. And there was a time that we were to ship a 15 MVA transformer to somewhere in the north, where the president of Nigeria came out from. And, you know, that's a priority dispatch. But there was a problem with the approval. And for me to release such material without getting a reapproval would be going against the policy of the organization at that time. So I decided to do the right thing. But they said, because you know that this is a priority item, going to the hometown of a former president of Nigeria, I should have overlooked I said no. So to cut a long story short, I got a message from Abuja that I should go on immediate suspension. I was suspended, and the next day, I came to the office. They said I should report to our director. They set up a committee to investigate me and to discipline me. So the second day, I came well-dressed, and I paraded myself around the office, happy, greeting everybody, because I know that is the secret to overcoming challenges. People expect you to look down. People expect you to be depressed. People expect you to be crying. You see, you need to surprise people. You need to make sure that you do not give the devil, your enemy, joy when you're going through challenges. So I was well-dressed with a very funny cap, and I paraded myself around, and I was greeting everybody as if nothing happened to me. People were wondering, does this guy know that he's on his way out of his job? And at the end of the day, I went through the panel. I was just given a smack on my palm. Don't do that again. And I said, thank you. And I go back to my work, to my position. Life continues. In life, I've realized that what gives us fear is just a way for the enemy to scare us. I have overcome many challenges in life that I thought there would not be a way out. And at the end of the day, there was a way out. There will always be a way out. God will never abandon you if you stay focused.
Yeah.
On God.
You've touched on so many things. You have been positive, using our faith in God. But is it appropriate to seek for help outside? Maybe amongst your friends, amongst your colleagues?
Yeah, that is
Most
part of being
especially
proactive.
when you have emotional uncertainty.
Yeah. Seeking for help is part of being proactive. You can't do it alone. So there are some situations in your life that you need to seek for help. You need to seek for backups. You need to seek like minds.
Like minds.
Don't go to someone who will tell you that who will seal the coffin for you. Look for someone.
All right, so I would like to just pause you there for a while. And I want to paint a scenario for you. A couple in a marriage.
Yeah.
And the wife is being abused.
Yeah.
There's so much uncertainty, there's so much difficulty in the marriage. And the woman decided to seek for external help and goes to a pastor in court.
Yeah.
And the pastor says, no, God hates divorce. You don't leave your husband, you stay in there. And unfortunately, the woman died in there.
Yeah.
I know you said, we should seek help
that's
from
why I said
like-minds.
like minds. You have to seek help from like minds. You have to seek help from, you have to listen to people who will give you the right directive. You have to be sensitive. It's not everybody that can talk to your situation.
But
you see,
unfortunately,
it's
sir,
not by emotion.
So when you're faced with such uncertainties and difficulties, your mind is blocked. You can't even think straight. So what do you do in that?
That is why you need faith in God.
Again,
Yeah,
faith.
if you have faith in God, your mind will not be blocked. So, I told you earlier on that the first thing to do is to look unto God. Focus on God. Listen, what is God saying in this situation? That should be something God is saying. I don't advise divorce, but there's nothing wrong with separation. There is a difference between separation and divorce. You can be separated for some time to get yourself together, to see maybe your partner will be remorseful. It's part of the strategy of life. You see, when you are in a situation, you are faced with a situation in life, there are times you take a break. There are times you just go back to yourself, to your shell, and strategize your life and re-examine your life. A life that is not re-examined is not worth living. So there must be a time to re-examine. And there's nothing wrong taking a break. Taking a break from emotional abuse, taking a break from negativity, taking a break for people who do not see any good in you. You need to take a break. You need to take a break. There are some people, they are in a situation that maybe their partners, maybe their spouse, maybe in their place of work, they never see any good thing in you. They see you as bad. They see you as non-productive. It's an abuse. And you need to take a break and go and examine yourself. Am I really bad? Am I not really doing the right thing? What is the problem with me? You need to rediscover yourself. You see, if you do not know yourself, they will give you a name that does not befit you. That is why you must know who you are. So that when they want to give you the name that does not befit you, you know how to say, no, that is not me. But a lot of people don't know themselves. Even before they enter marriage, they don't know themselves. Even when they enter business, they don't know themselves. Even when they are entering their career, they don't know themselves. You must know who you are. And that is what will make you to overcome uncertainties in life. Because there will always be challenges in any area of your life.
Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, just to conclude all of this, we would like you to reiterate how we can achieve peace in uncertain times.
Yeah. There is a political philosopher, Nico Machiavelli. He's one of the father of modern day political scientists. He said that in the time of peace, prepare for war. In the time of war, prepare for peace. Listen to me. In life, there will always be a time of peace, and there will always be a time of war. So when you are going through uncertainties, prepare for peace. How do you prepare for peace? Make sure you are making progress. Make sure that, you see, don't let the challenges you are going through, the problems that you're going through, don't let it weigh you down. If you need to go and be learning some trade where you are going through a challenge, go and learn it, because a time of peace will come. And it is what is in you that will speak when peace will come. You see, a lot of people, they find it difficult to rise again because they have taken their challenges as a faith. They don't do anything with their life. In fact, a lot of people they become washed when they go through challenges. No, challenges should make you a better person. It should be a time for you to learn. It should be a time for you to re-strategize. It should be a time for you to rediscover yourself. It should be a time for you to learn new skills, new techniques to live life. Because challenges will always come. Even God said, I will deliver you from the problem. God did not say you won't have a problem. He said, inside that problem, he will deliver you. So you have to look at it. The pandemic has come. Those of us who survived the pandemic, what next? A lot of people now, they don't know what to do with their lives because the world has changed. We are in a new normal. During the pandemic, a lot of universities made available online short-term courses, 6 weeks, even Harvard, Oxford, a lot of universities, a lot of institutions, And those who are wise, they went in and did that courses, got certification. It was a time for a lot of people, as they were sitting at home, doing nothing or working from home, a lot of people went online to educate themselves more, to prepare themselves for the new normal. Now the pandemic is over. Britain has declared that no more pandemic, no more restriction. If you like, you wear your mask. If you like, you don't wear your mask. Life is returning back to normal. Can you fit into the new normal? A lot of people will not be able to. The world continues. Those times, that phase has passed on. So, whatever situation you are facing is a phase in your life, and it will soon pass on. But it is what you gain during that challenges in your life that you make use of. If that phase is over, if you never learn anything, you will still fail again. So failure or times of challenges is not the end of the world. It's a phase in your life. And what you learn, what you take on board, the changes you take on board is what will help you to move to the next level.
Thank you very much, Pastor Olumide Adeyileka. It's been nice having you in the studio with us today. And I'm sure that the viewers have picked one or two things and they will run with it. Thank you very much. Hope to do this again.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. I'll tell you what I picked from this. Don't let us be reactive. Be proactive. And when challenges come, when difficulties come, don't see it as your fate, but apply your faith in God. And of course, trust God, because He's the only one that can see us through difficult situations. My name is Adetola Oni, and I'll see you again. Bye-bye.